Hello, welcome to another Study Skills blog with me, Lauren, the Study Skills Advisor here at Yungarendi. Today we are talking about topic preparation, navigating FLO and your topic guidebook. One of the many new things that you will learn as you transition to university is how to access information about your topics. And that means navigating two really important things. The first one is FLO, or Flinders Learning Online, and the second is your topic guidebook or handbook. Getting a handle on how to use and read these two really important texts early will make your organization and planning much easier and save you a lot of time in the long run. Now, this is because one of the key skills that you will learn at university is something called digital literacy. Now, digital literacy is also one of those skills that no one really talks about or it explains in any way. Your lecturers will probably just assume that you kind of already have this skill or that you know what it means. But I'm betting that most of you probably don't even know what I mean by digital literacy. Basically, digital literacy is your ability to navigate online spaces. It's your ability to use technology, things like computers and smartphones and the internet and different kinds of software. But important, it's also about your ability to critically analyze information in online spaces and use technology to communicate, to problem solve and participate in learning. I'll talk about this more in future blogs, but it's this last part that's really important to us today, this part about being able to participate in online learning. Because part of being an independent learner, remember I was talking about that last week, being an independent learner means that you're able to take control of your own studies and are able to find the information that you need online. And this of course extends into research. And like I said, I've got to have a bunch of information coming out about that. But specifically today, that also means finding out information about your topics. So let's dive into it, okay? FLO can be accessed by logging into your Okta dashboard, which is basically your personal point of access to a range of services at Flinders, such as your email, your student system, careers info, and much more. Log in using your FAN or your Flinders authentication number and your password. Now, FLO is made up of a couple of really important elements. There's your current topics, which you'll find under the current year's tab. You'll also be able to access previous year's topics, which you will have access to for about a year after the course is completed. And then there's also this additional tab. This additional tab is more important than perhaps you might think it is, so please make sure you go and have a look at it. Here is where you'll find important non-topic related pages, such as us, Yungarendi, the library, and the Student Learning Centre. I really recommend that you check out these links, investigate them, explore. There's a lot of really useful information here. You can customize your page to keep your most important topics up top or include useful blocks that you can pin to the sidebar, such as a calendar, your library information, or a link to your email. You can also favorite certain topics by going to the My Topics tab at the top of the page and clicking on a star on each topic. You can play around with this and figure out what you like, and don't panic if you accidentally delete something. You can reset to default, okay? It's fine. I also recommend that you update your profile. This will help people get to know who you are. It'll help your tutors remember who you are, which is important. It also just gives you a kind of a social presence on FLO. Being present online will not only help you in your studies, it will help you feel socially connected and engaged. Now let's have a look at the individual topic pages because these are really important. So each topic page should become available to you about a week before classes start. That means right now, if you're watching this blog in real time, your topic should have just become available to you, so go and check them out. Get online and have a look as soon as you can. Make yourself familiar with the content so that you can flag any potential issues that you can ask about in your first class. The arrangement of each FLO page will differ from topic to topic. Generally speaking, they follow very similar formats though. You might have your topic set up as a grid, or it might look like a list. Some topics, such as in nursing, for example, will have lots of modules with lots and lots of information. At the end of the day though, there are limitations about how FLO will let a topic coordinator set up their topic. So while some might be a grid and some might be a list, they are structurally quite similar. And once you get the hang of it, you shouldn't find it necessarily too difficult to navigate between one and the other. At the top of the FLO page, you'll find the page's most important links. These may include information about the topic, discussion forums, announcements, the topic handbook, e-readings, the statement of assessment methods, or links for extensions. Make sure, if it's available, that you download the topic handbook and the SAM, or the statement of assessment methods, as soon as possible. Also note that sometimes the SAM is inside the topic handbook, so if you can't find a separate file for it, just make sure that you check your topic handbook as well. The semester should be laid out week by week. Scan through each week and get an idea of what content the topic will cover. You'll notice that certain key themes and ideas pop up, and this will give you an idea of what you're studying and when. And this allows you to be prepared. There's no point in starting a textbook or a reading 5 weeks in advance, right? Because you'll probably forget by the time that topic rolls around in class. So keep up to date with the weeks as they go, and you'll be best prepared. Each week, a link to the week's lecture recording will be given, and these are available to either stream or download. While it might be tempting to watch all of your lectures from home in bed, I get it, seriously. If you are on campus and if you are able to make it physically to your lecture, I do recommend that you at least try. Studies do show us that being in an active learning environment, such as being present in a lecture theatre, does help you retain information better. So save those lecture recordings for revision, certainly. I recommend even watching them again at the end of the semester if you've got exams. If you can't make it to campus, of course, that's why the recordings are there, and don't feel bad about it. But if you're just staying home because you can't be bothered coming in, maybe just think about it is better for you in the long run if you do watch them here. Another really important thing for you to look for each week is your readings. Readings are often split into required readings and recommended readings. Now this means your required readings are expected to be completed before each tutorial each week. The recommended readings though, these are a little bit more optional. So if you have extra time or if you need them for a piece of assessment, they're there and ready to go. The next really important link for you to find is the assessment submission box. In some topics, all of the assessment will be posted at the very top of the page, but in others, they'll be listed under the relevant week. You will then have to upload your work to Turnitin, which is text matching software. Turnitin, I want to emphasize, is not plagiarism detecting software. It is literally text matching software. What it does is it matches your words against thousands and thousands of other texts in this database. And these could be peer-reviewed journals, books, websites, newspaper articles, other students, past assignments. And what it's looking for is exact matches in your wording. Now this means that it does detect when you've plagiarized, but it also means that it sometimes will highlight information that is not plagiarized, or information that is perfectly legitimate and should be in your assignment. Things like quotes, right? The titles of texts, all of your reference list, key words and phrases from your discipline. These types of things will come up as a match, but just really quickly, I want you to know not to panic about these. It doesn't mean that you've plagiarized. It's actually really common to get a Turnitin report of somewhere between, say, 15 and 30%. This doesn't mean you've plagiarized 15 to 30% of your assignment. It means that you've got legitimate matches in there. So what's really important about Turnitin is learning how to read it. So make sure you check your report, look for the matches that don't have a citation, and look for matches that you think you've paraphrased but it's still highlighted. That probably indicates your paraphrasing is not good enough. If you have any questions or concerns about Turnitin, please come and see me. All right, I can talk you through it. We can go over it together, and I'm also going to have a more in-depth blog about Turnitin coming soon. When you submit your assignment to Turnitin, you'll have the option of submitting it as a draft or submitting it as a final submission. So just note that if you go all the way through to final submission, you won't have the opportunity to read your report and make any required changes. So if you are organized and early, you can submit your assignment a few days before it's due, run it through as a draft first, get that report back, see if anything needs changing, and then you could submit it as a final submission that will go straight to your tutor. If you want to find out more about this process, check out the link that's listed in the blog below, okay? So now we're going to have a look at the topic units, and this means looking at that right-hand panel on the side of your FLO page. So first, find the topic link section. Here's where the topic readings and library resources link I mentioned earlier is, but it's also where you can find other useful links like your topic grades, the link to your SETs, which is the student evaluation of teaching, which you will need to access at the end of the semester. Each topic should have a general discussion forum, and it might include content-specific or week-specific discussion forums as well. But it's also a perfect place to connect with your peers. If you have a question about assessment or a topic concept, chances are other students in the course are thinking the same thing, and you might be the only one brave enough to actually post that question. So don't be afraid to ask questions. This is literally the forum for you to do that. Being active on the FLO discussion boards not only shows your engagement and participation in the topic, it's also a really good way to stay connected and feel socially a part of university, which is beneficial to your overall time here.